We're back now following breaking news. 2 people shot in downtown Norfolk about 90 minutes ago, right downtown on Monticello Avenue. That's where 10 on your side's Jason Marks is live with the latest on what is a very large crime scene at this point, Jason.
Hey, yeah, Tom, and things have calmed down substantially where they were just a little while ago. Here's what we've been told. As you mentioned, about an hour ago, things were very chaotic down here on Monticello. We're told by some of the people that were inside the Norva, some of the teenagers. Now, the Norva was having an event tonight, what teenagers described as a party, a couple of DJs, a concert for teens. It was only allowed 14 to 18-year-olds in. So you're talking about a large group of teenagers. And what I'm being told by some of the people that were inside the Norva, some of the teens, that there was a fight inside the Norva. That fight spilled to the outside, and that's when shots went off. 2 teenagers were hit. A male and a female were hit. They were both rushed to Norfolk General. Now, what made this so chaotic was as police were flooding this area, as you had a gunman on the loose, and as far as we know, that gunman is still on the loose, that suspect. As that we're flooding this area, you had people letting out from the scope. You also had all of these teenagers inside the Norva, and all of a sudden, they started to come out. Now, they held them back inside for a little while, and they started to come out. So you had just a group of teenagers. This whole lawn in front of me right here literally was covered with teenagers, and it made for a very chaotic scene for police. Now, they did a very good job eventually getting a hold on it, and as you can see, this is clear. They have kicked all the teenagers out. Actually, behind it, they have a crime scene tape right behind me where they're not letting any more teenagers in. So they got them at least a block over to get them out of this general area so police can start investigating, trying to figure out how this shooting happened, Tom. But it was really, and I say chaotic, I've been in a lot of scenes, but that was one of the most chaotic I've ever seen when you had about 1,000 teenagers, I would say about 1,000 teenagers out here on the grass. And they were all like running, and there was separate fights, pockets of fights that were starting out here right outside the Norva. It was really something that police had a hard time at first getting a hold of, but as you can see, traffic is flowing once again on Monticello, so that's good news. Police have a scene a little bit further down on Monticello. If you go towards the Norva and you go that way a little bit more towards MacArthur, they do have another scene where we believe the shooting took place, and that's where they have it roped off, and they're looking for casings over there and other evidence that can help lead them to the shooter. But really a chaotic scene tonight, Tom.
Jason, I have to ask you, are police now looking for one gunman, or do they think there's more than one?
That's a great question. We really don't know. All we've been told was from police. Literally, we've been told that there was the shooting. We know that there were 2 victims, and then police said there had been no suspect information. So we don't know how many shooters they're looking for, but we do know that the shooting took place. We do know that we heard reports of a gunman, a teenager carrying a gun, running through the parking lot behind us. Those reports were unfounded. They did not find anybody. So we don't know how many people they're looking for, how many suspects. Okay. Obviously, that will be all part of this investigation that has just begun now that they were able to get everyone out of here.
All right, Jason Marks live in downtown Norfolk where 2 people were shot tonight.